All right, so Jamie, what do you want out of this process? What is it exactly that you want to achieve?
The very biggest thing that I want more than anything in this whole world is to be able to retire Mike so that he doesn't have to, not so that he doesn't fly airplanes anymore, but to be making enough money that he doesn't have to work if he doesn't want to. He's an airline pilot, and he's got concerns about if he's going to make it to retirement, and then we have a mortgage, and we've got 3 old cars, and I know that sounds like what's she complaining about, but they're all really old and high mileage, and any one of them could take a dump at any second and we would be in trouble. And so my goal specifically to get him where I want to go is I want to be making $20,000 a month. And that will allow me to tell him, hey, if you don't want to work, you don't have to work. And if you want to work, that's fine, but you don't have to do it. And to me, that would be huge because he's been taking care of me. I think I told you guys this before. He's been taking care of me for the last 8 years and just been a huge, huge support to me. And so I just feel like I owe this back to him, and I want to do this for us. And so
is he on board? Is he on board with the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. As much as he can be. I mean, I think right now it's still very, it's intangible, like you were saying, Greta. It's kind of an intangible thing.
I feel that way too. I feel that way too.
Yeah, but it's not some, I mean, he would love it. I mean, we have big dreams and we have big goals, and what a good big income could get us and in our lifestyle would be huge. Yeah, I want to be able to retire him, and then the other part of that, because this is a 2-part thing for me, I want to be able to tell my dad he doesn't have to work anymore to pay his mortgage, that I can help him do that. And I actually, the other day, we were out doing something, and I had this visualization come into my head of going to his house and looking in the drawer where he keeps his checkbook and taking the account number and setting up an automatic deposit of $3,000 a month into my dad's account so he doesn't have to work.
Oh, I love that idea.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes,
I mean, that would
idea.
be off the hook cool for me.
That's a great goal.
Yeah.
Great goal.
So when I saw that come into my head, I was like, this is happening.
That's a great goal.
It's happening.
Yes, I like that one a lot.
Okay.
That's awesome. Before you even said that you wanted to retire your husband, that really stuck with me when you shared that and how much that meant to you and your emotional attachment and immense love that you have for him. And so I knew those words were coming out of your mouth.
I didn't love him so much last night, but today I love him again. We went out last night. He got a little crazy on me. He had a little too much to drink. It was funny. Looking back, it was funny. In the moment, I wasn't very happy with him, but he's wonderful.
That's funny.
He doesn't do that kind of stuff very often, so it was funny.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and you're supposed to be my loving mirror.
No, he's not my loving mirror. I mean, he is my loving mirror every single day, but he's not my loving mirror. It's my girlfriend, one of my girlfriends.
Okay, cool.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Number 2, how will you know when once you've achieved this goal?
I will know that I've achieved it. I have my notes here. Sorry, I'm going to put them up here so I don't have to look down. I'll know that I've achieved it when I have $20K or more deposited into my account monthly. Okay, so my monthly goal of 20 grand a month in my bank account. So not in reserve in my e-wallet, not on the books on my e-wallet, but being physically put into my bank account. Okay, so I can see the balance. It says $20,000. There's a lump sum. And and then and at that point, then Mike will have his choice to work or not work, and it's just that is going to take away all kinds of stress for me and for him, knowing that there's a choice there.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to keep raising it and raising it.
Of course.
Adding it.
This is just my first goal.
Well, I mean, once you get to 10,000, it's just going to snowball very quickly.
From your lips to God's ears.
That's what we're all banking on right now.
Exactly.
Okay. So, when and where do you want to achieve this goal? I would say it as when and where do you see yourself achieving this goal?
I'm going back and forth on the button here. I keep forgetting to move it. Sorry. I will achieve this goal, and I'm giving myself kind of a long window here. December 31st of 2013, I will have achieved it already. We will be celebrating this goal with my dad as we're cruising through the Panama Canal. That is my dad's dream trip. And Mike has never been on a cruise. I've been on a couple. And I think my dad is 72 years old, and my dad will never go on a cruise unless one of us takes him. So I've decided that in December we are taking him on a cruise.
I love it.
Come hell or high water, and we will be celebrating that $20,000 a month on the cruise with my dad.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you'll say, Dad, can you check your bank account for me? Because
exactly. That's exactly right.
I love it.
How did you know that? How did you know that? Because that's exactly what I was thinking I would do.
Really?
Yeah. I really did. I thought that's exactly what I would do.
That's a great scenario.
It would be fun.
That was in what you wanted. So I just figured, how perfect. It would be like, why don't you guys just get married on the cruise too?
Oh, amen. There you go.
Well, I will tell you that we were talking to friends yesterday, and I was telling them I was going to retire him, and I looked at him and I said, "But you're not retiring until we're married." And he just went,
Yeah.
There you go. The ultimatum.
I'll be holding that carrot out there, babe.
Awesome.
We got some goals. Yes.
It's going to be a big year.
That's going to be awesome.
Good.
I want to see the videos. I want to see the photos.
Yep.
You will.
Oh,
You will.
And that's going to be, December 31st?
Yeah.
And the blog post.
And the blog post, right?
So that's going to be just after Christmas, and you're going to be bringing in the new year with a whole lot. That's so awesome. Oh,
Sounds good to me.
So for number one, what resources do you need to make this happen?
Wow. The number one resource that I need is obviously the one that we've all said. I need Mike's support. I need his support first and foremost.
Yeah.
I need to let go of the things that I can delegate, knowing that the expertise of others is really something that I can utilize and need to utilize as much as possible. Okay. And that we have the resources to find those kinds of people at every turn because of where we are and empower. I need our women's group. I need our group. And I need to build a team of like-minded individuals, people who have big dreams and want to see their own dreams come true. And to do that, I just have to do those activities that create the leads, that create the interest, that all that stuff. Obviously, it can't happen without other people.
Right. So Empower Network, it is.
As far as that situation goes, as far as meeting other people, I always tell people that are struggling with reaching out for help. They're struggling, they're not happy. And I always say, like, asking for help is part of what you need to do on your own. Like, it's hard for me to really explain it.
It's one of the things that we get in our own way about. We stop ourselves from asking for the help that we need because of pride or embarrassment or whatever. And it's the one thing that can set us free, I think, is kind of.
It's also the one thing that can drown us. So until we really get over that, you know, it's just going to keep on pushing us down, you know. And it's kind of the same with the guilt, feeling what other people think of you, too. You just got to be done with that. Because there's no room. There's no room for it.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you need to do to make this happen?
Yeah, I kind of jumped onto that one. I need to build a team of like-minded individuals. I think that's the core of what I have to do is build my team, which I have, and to do that I need to be doing my activities every single day that are you know, getting my blogs out, getting my videos out, getting some syndication stuff going on, and getting maybe doing some paid advertising, things that I haven't done yet or I'm still learning about. I need to do the training, like you were saying, Greta. You know, there's so much information. And we can kind of get into that overwhelmed mode because there's so many different places that it's coming from, and so just being very focused and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is the process I'm going to take, and I'm going to do video. I'm going to do my blog in the morning and put it out on Facebook, and I'm going to, you know, whatever it is, and then I'm going to listen to a video, training. I'm going to watch a video at night before I go to bed and just kind of plant seeds in my head. Those are the things I need to do, and I have not been consistent doing them, but I am getting better at that.
Yeah.
Just creating your own personal system that works for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be good to be able to check in with each other and push each other along a little bit, and you know, maybe not let each other get away with stuff that we're letting ourselves get away with. Because I know for me, you know, I might say, oh, you know, I've got a bunch of blog posts lined up and I can do them later, you know, and then it gets to be later and I don't do them, or this, that, or the other thing doesn't get done. And you know, the three of us should figure out some kind of a way that we're going to help each other do what we need to make it happen, you know, and maybe check in. Did you do what you said you were going to do, Jamie?
Yeah, so I was just going to say maybe a check-in daily. Maybe it's even just a quick message on Facebook, you know, and our little three-way messaging system where we say, hey, did you do X today that you said you were going to do last night?
Yeah, I like that.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah. And then figure out whatever we're going to take, wherever we take that. But I think that would be helpful. So yeah. So, and that leads right into the very next question.
Yep. So can you? Well, yeah. You kind of already. Can you achieve this alone, or do you need other people to make it happen?
Oh, definitely can't do it alone. I mean, you can't get that income without other people, whether it's the people that you are bringing into the business, or the people who are supporting you in the business, or your the people that you're outsourcing to. Whatever, you have to have a team, and the team is so many different. There's so many different parts to it. There's a lot of moving parts to the team that is going to create the success. But the reality is, you definitely have to go outside of yourself and find the right people to work with that can help you to develop your skills and and that you can outsource stuff to. So yes, I need more people.
Yeah. So does that mean people that are going to be on your team, or other people outside of your team as well? Or does that mean sort of figuring out and meeting the people that are coming into your team and harnessing all their strengths and figuring out where those resources are within your own team?
I think that it's both. It's the people that are coming into the team, coming into Empower to create their wealth and their dream and their vision, but it's also people outside of Empower that have the technology and the knowledge and the just the skills that we don't have, like outsourcing blog posts and things like that for technical stuff. Finding a technical writer who can write blog posts that I don't particularly enjoy wanting to or want to write. I like to write about fun things and things that I'm experiencing right now, but I don't necessarily want to do a lot of how-to stuff. That's not really my thing. So being able to find people that I can outsource those things to and pay them to do it, so that my time's freed up. And as a mom, you both could probably relate to how nice would it be to be able to outsource some of those tasks so I have more time with my children, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when that makes sense?
No, I work on that. Yeah, I do that.
The whole how-to blogs and how-to videos. Thank you for that. It was like I was so stuck on that myself because, I want to be able to help people, but how can I help people learn how to do something that I haven't done myself yet?
Right.
I want to be leading people in the right direction, not
right. And that leading them in the right direction might be saying, hey, call this guy, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You pay him $25 to write your articles for you.
Chris touches a lot on that, and Layla touched a little bit on that in the boot camp, right?
Okay.
She really did. It's important to at least let people know that you're surrounded by all these amazing gurus and that you're learning from the best that you can drum up, and that's the value that you're giving them when somebody comes along with you. Yeah. And you want to display that confidence to them that you have in those people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's no lack of that around here. That's
right. Exactly. All right, so disadvantages.
Advantages, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so the biggest disadvantages for me is it's mostly, wow. As I gain success, my biggest fear is that Mike's going to feel threatened by it, even though he says he won't be. And I need to trust his word on this, and yet there's this anxiety in me about it. Mm-hmm. And it comes from another place, has nothing to do with him. Mm-hmm. But it's a fear that somehow it's going to threaten him, and I don't want him to be threatened in any way. I just want him to know that my whole goal behind getting where I want to go is to give us the freedom that we want to do the things that we want to do.
That's right.
And then I have some members of my family, sadly my sisters. I love them both dearly, and we're a close family, although we live all over the country. We're very close, but I have one sister who just thinks everybody's stupid but her, and she's brilliant, and she's married to a guy who's brilliant, and she's not really brilliant, but I shouldn't say that. She is in her own right. I shouldn't say that because she might watch this and then she'll be hurt. I don't want to hurt my sister. I get frustrated with her. Let's put it that way. I get frustrated with the fact that she kind of talks down to everybody, and like we don't know what the hell we're doing, and we couldn't possibly. And my other sister, I love her dearly, but she's kind of painted herself into this corner where she's just really unhappy and can't seem to find her way out of it, and wants to bring everybody down there with her. It's like being in the crab pot, you know, and you're trying to get out, and the crabs are all pulling you back down. That's kind of how that feels to me. I think once that, I ultimately think that they'd both be very proud and happy for me, but I think initially it's not going to be believable for them, and so they are going to do what they've always done, and which is kind of act like I'm a blooming idiot, and that's kind of frustrating. My brother, one brother's wonderful, and he's super supportive, and my other brother is lost, so he wouldn't know what's going on anyway because he's a lost soul right now, baby.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on so we can get off this phone call. We've been on here a long time.
Advantages.
The advantages of hitting my goal. The advantages are that I'm going to be able to relax.
Yeah.
Because Mike won't be stressed out anymore. He won't be stressed about how we're going to pay our bills. I mean, we pay our bills fine now. He's got a great job. But if he were to lose his medical, he would not be able to fly anymore. And that income would go away instantly. And that's a big fear for him. 55 years old, and, you know, shit happens. He lost his dad at 58 to a massive coronary. So he thinks about that a lot.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
that is starting to consume him, and that's what I want to get rid of.
Yeah. Now,
So,
stress is a real factor for
yeah.
health concerns.
Yeah, so being the breadwinner, the sole breadwinner in the household, taking that stress from him and contributing, that will be a huge advantage. My dad being able to finally work on his 2 pet projects that he has. He has a roadster in his garage that he's had since I was a small child that he's never put together. It's all there, and he's never done anything with it. And then he just recently, a couple of years ago, bought himself an old antique truck, an old rat rod, as they call them. And he hasn't,
cool.
yeah, and they're sitting out there waiting to be worked on and waiting to have the resources to really put them together and have some fun and have a pet, you know, just have a hobby, not have to go and work, but have a hobby and have some fun. And then another advantage of hitting my goal is I'll be able to pursue my cookie ministry project, which is to help the homeless. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video on that or seen. I did a very long video, and unfortunately I didn't have the webcam working, and I did it on my phone, and all you see is me and not the actual cookies, but I was making the cookies, and we, you know, just kind of going through the process is pretty funny. But I bag up cookies, and Mike and I drive around downtown San Diego, and we give them to homeless people. And we,
cool.
It's just a good.
Good
They're
Samaritan
actually
thing.
pretty substantial as far as what they've got in them. They've got peanut butter and oatmeal and dark chocolate and cranberries, and they're really yummy, but they're also pretty hearty. And so we go and give them to people downtown.
Nice.
We know, like, you see them looking in trash cans. And
So you've got some philanthropy projects.
And one of my big goals is to actually have a storefront downtown.
Cool.
That we can hire folks that are homeless to run the store and do deliveries and things like that, and
give them
create some jobs.
Nice.
And just create a name for this ministry, and then start in San Diego, and then have it spread to other communities as time and money permits.
Well, that's a fantastic goal.
It's a big goal, and it's a down the road goal, but right now it's just a matter of
that crazy or unrealistic at all.
I don't think it's crazy or unrealistic. I just know that it's it's not the immediate goal, but it is. I know that it's an advantage of getting that first goal, because then I can start the process of developing it and getting people to help me and invest in it and things like that. So
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Very specific as well.
That is good. Yeah, you could do a good Kickstarter campaign or something with that.
Yeah, I actually did a blog about it and put it out. Didn't get a lot of coverage on it, but I'm going to put it out again, because I know, like, Dave Wood, or I think it was Dave Wood, talked about recycling some of your blogs.
Yeah.
And using them and posting them and putting them in different places. And I wrote a blog where I was telling people what I need to make this happen, and the resources that I was looking for, people, to help me with funding, and people to help me with the website, people to help me with different aspects of it. And so I probably am going to go and fine-tune that at some point here in the near future, and then repost that. So.
Well, I have a fabulous girl who she's all about is branding, and
cool. Okay.
She's a super branding creature, so she loves to think about those kinds of projects and wrap them into strategies and make them look really pretty.
Awesome. Well, we'll have to talk about that.
So good at it, like it's ridiculous.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So okay.
All right.
So cool.
We got to get to this last one, because I know we've gone way over here. So
what does this mean for you? Which of your values will be achieved by creating this outcome?
I mean, you've touched on a lot of the really powerful family stuff.
Yeah, contributing, being able to contribute to society, being able to strengthen my family is probably the biggest thing for me. And then outside of my family, and when I say my family, I'm talking about Mike and my dad, but I'm also talking about my niece, who needs a little more guidance, and my brother who's lost, and I've got other nieces and nephews that are they're doing great, but being able to bring us all together, like in one place, all of us at one time, and not have to worry about the stress of money and those things, that would be big, just to strengthen us and give us that.
That'd be cool.
Just that, that connection that we need, because we've been apart for a long time, and we don't all get to see each other at one time. We haven't since before my mom passed away, so it's been 7 years now almost, I think, since I've seen them all at one place. So. And then ultimately contributing to society.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
To it.
You know what I love about this whole thing and going over our goals and dreams, and is the fact that this vehicle that we have with Empower is so undeniably powerful that one of the hardest things that everybody deals with is belief.
Right.
The belief that you need to have in yourself.
Right.
And just to have this undeniable, just this amazing vehicle to just carry your dreams. It's like, okay, well, it's here. The system is placed. Yeah, it might take me a little longer than Lawrence Tam or whoever, or David Wood, but it's here. It works. The system is in place. These dreams are mine.
Right.
Yeah.
The belief, the belief is undeniable with the system that's in place. So, here it is. Let's just go for it. Let's do this, just one step at a time. And I love hearing your guys' dreams and goals and advantages, the disadvantages. Yeah, they're there, but they're
and I feel like we just got started.
They almost work as an advantage.
They're definitely a catalyst for
change.
The advantages, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So let's go to, what will this outcome help you avoid feeling?
Wow.
That's that negative, positive, reverse thing.
Yeah. It's going to help me avoid feeling like, and this is the first thing that came into my head, a leech.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's ever made me feel that way. It's something in me. I mean, Mike has never asked me for anything. I live here, and basically he takes care of everything except for my own personal things. And so sometimes I get,
You feel guilty.
I feel incredibly guilty that he does so much for me. And I mean, I go to the grocery store and I use his Vaughn's card, and I can't say I never pay, but I rarely pay for anything. And usually it's the cookie stuff that I break out my card to pay for. Because it's for client gifts, or it's to go hand them out on the street or whatever, and I break out the card for that. But there's a tremendous amount of guilt, and I think that this is, achieving this goal is going to help me to avoid that. It's going to make that like evaporate. And
that's good.
Yeah, that's really good. And then the other thing is, my dad's always, I'm 50 years old almost, and my dad still says, I wish you would go to college. My dad, it's really not for me, and it's not going to change my life in a way that's going to impact me that I think is of value. So, you need to get off that train, because it ain't happening.
Right.
And he only says it because, I know he says it because he thinks I'm smart enough to be doing really well at something, right? And he doesn't understand this. So he hasn't seen any of it. He doesn't know the first thing about it. And so I'm going to be able to squash that one too. It's like, Dad, you can give up on the education thing. I'm getting my education on the internet. I'm going to the College of Empower Network.
There you go.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, though, is the avoiding the feeling of...
Can you write a blog post about that?
Being a leech? What, about being a leech?
No, it's called... No, the title is The College of Empower Network.
Hey, there you go. That's a great blog post.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to help me to avoid feeling like I'm taking advantage. And I know logically I'm not taking advantage, and I take care of him, and he takes care of me, and I take care of him in different ways. They're just not financial. And I, take care of the house that we live in, and I cook for him, and I do things for him, but I just feel like it's going to take away the feeling that I don't do enough.
Yeah. I can relate to that big time.
Yeah. That's the tough one for me.
It's also like this feeling like, and I don't know if it's the same for you, that it's like, it's my turn. It's like, you've done enough. It's like, let me take over for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely agree with that. I want to take over. And I because Empower gives us so much time freedom once we can get this ball rolling, right?
Right.
We're going to be able to do all those crazy things that we've dreamed of. We've talked about all kinds of things, like getting an airplane and flying all over the place. And
that's right. He's a pilot. Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, and then we've talked about getting a sailboat and sailing to the South Pacific. And I don't know about that one so much anymore, because we're getting too old for that one probably. But
no, you're not. You're not.
On big fishing trips, and taking a boat down to Cabo and fishing marlin, and going up to Alaska and fishing giant halibut and that kind of stuff. Those are the things we like to do. So,
it's doable. It's doable. Yeah. It's doable.
Yeah. So being able to say, let's just go. That would be awesome.
So that's what it would mean to you to have the freedom. Really.
Yes.
Once you get over the other stuff, you're just the freedom is the key. Lock the door behind you and go. And then every now and then you look at your email and you've made money.
Yeah, but I still have to...
You still gotta work
while I'm there, while I'm doing all my fun stuff. But the great thing is there's Starbucks everywhere, so I'm good.
Yeah,
I can always
exactly.
get an internet connection.
That's our thought too. We're just trying to decide how far into the unknown territories we want to go.
Right.
Because we're thinking crazy thoughts as well. Okay, so okay, so we did avoid the feeling, and then basically you've said what it's going to mean for you, but let's do it one more time. One more time what it's going to mean to you. You've given us so much, though.
When I achieve this outcome, it's going to mean that I finally feel like I want to say I've arrived, but that's not really it. It's like it's a peace. It's just being at peace with myself, and being able from there to be able to just be and do and have whatever it is that we want and need. And it's not just about me at that point, it's about all of us, and me and my family, and being able to do whatever it is that we want to do as a family, or just Mike and I, and being able to really put a lot of our energy into that cookie ministry idea and see what we can make happen with it. Because I think ultimately that's where we're going to get our joy, is from focusing our energy on that. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I think you did it. I think you got it to that perfect place.
I hope so. But my sisters never see this because they'll probably kill me.